I called to order the Lenawee Department Veteran Affairs Executive Committee meeting for May 9th, 2025. It's 10 a.m. First roll call. We have John Sexton.
Here.
Ted Crockett.
Here.
I'm Aaron Ricketts. Also, we have Chris, Tim from the office, and Commissioner Collins. I'll have the agenda for today. I'm sorry, we'll do the approval of the agenda from May 9th of today. Today's May 10th, though, isn't it?
Saxton approves the agenda.
Today, May 9th? I wrote May 10th on stuff all day. So motion to approve by
Saxton approves the agenda.
Crockett, second.
We have a motion and support. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Approval of the minutes from March 14th, 2025 meeting. Do I have a motion to approve those minutes?
Saxton approves.
Crockett, second.
We have a motion and a support. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carried. Veteran Affairs Service Officer report.
All right. Start out our county burials. We had 2 county burials this month, for this month of May. They were both Vietnam veterans. Our report of activities. We had, since we're kind of reporting on kind of 2 months, for the DAV, for the transportation in Ann Arbor, we had 17 in March and 13 in April. So our van's kind of picking up a little bit more in transportation to Ann Arbor. For our intents for March, we had 18, April, we had 25. So that's, April was a pretty big month for us, especially since we were out of the office a little bit. So we picked up on that. What else here? We did 11 claims in March and 14 in April. For compensation claims, pension claims, we've only did 1 in April. And DIC claims, we did 1. Some population stuff. So for 70 plus veterans of age, we did 8 in March and 10 in April. So we're still doing a high amount of our claims that are still coming through our aging population. Female veterans, actually April we had 3, which is unusual because we haven't had, usually we don't have that many female veterans that come through the door. So we're doing a lot more female veterans lately, so which is good. Transmittal letters, we did 53 in March and 49 in April. So there's just a cover letter we pretty much send out. Other than that, for that report, it's not much to add. And then I just want to highlight some important meetings that we had over the last 2 months. One of them was with the state of Michigan NVA. So the Michigan Veterans Affairs Agency, Todd Butler came down to our office to discuss the whole grant issue with them reducing the grant amount because there was an overestimation on their end, and in which for our office, we lost about $38,000 because of that. And so they came down to talk about it, just to kind of show face in the sense of saying like, this is what happened, this is what they're working on. And it seems like what they're talking about is that over the years, things were kind of loose at their level, and the previous administration for them wasn't fully doing some stuff right, and they're just trying to clean it up. And because of that, it's created some issues in certain parts of the organization. And their goal is to kind of get it on track again. And so we can only entrust that, because it is grant funded. So they kind of what they tell us is what we get. So, and we kind of have to follow through that, follow what their expectations are, no matter if we don't like them. So that's kind of good. It was a good conversation to have them down. We also were able to show them our office and what we're doing. And that's, for us, that's the most important thing, what we're doing with the funds they do give us. Because we're very proud of everything that we use our funds for to help veterans and to provide them the best service we can in our office. Let's see here. We also, here in April, we went to our spring conference. It was really in Grand Rapids. All three of us were there. It was a really good conference. We were able to, a lot of the VA counterparts come in talking about updates and everything that's kind of going on with a lot of the changes on the federal government side. A lot of those were Zoom meeting. They kind of zoomed in because they have a no travel clause right now. If they're from out of the state, with the restrictions and stuff, everything that they're reducing on how much money they spend out. But it does seem like, from what we can tell, is the VA is still, their primary goal is claims. Their goal is to work on getting the claims still out quickly and efficiently, and they're trying to figure out best practices for that. So that's encouraging. They are staying on they're staying on track with their numbers. They're actually getting more numbers than they were originally, their goal was. So which we're seeing claims go out quickly. So we haven't seen any delays with any of the federal cuts coming through them. So. We did on April 21st, we did attend the first Tri-County Veterans Resource Fair and Claims Clinic. It was a good opportunity to get out. We was at the Jackson College. They have all three counties together, and because we don't always get to meet all the time because not all of them are part of the association. So it was nice to have them all out. We could talk about, because we have mutual clients that kind of cross the border lines between the counties a lot of times. But in itself, there was only about 10 veterans that showed up to the event. So it would have been nice to have more. But at the end of the day, that's 10 more people we were able to help that wasn't getting help before. So that's a positive in itself, but definitely room for growth on that if we continue to do that. There's some talks about maybe each year we do it in a different county. And some people said that it might have been too far for some other counties, but Jackson College in some ways isn't really in like Jackson City. So it's kind of in a good location when you think about it as a tri-county effect. So I did like the campus. It was really easy to get to, and so in that order. Something else Tammy wanted to talk about is we did submit the year 2026 Veteran Service Fund grant. So that's in. We're just waiting on the full approvals on that process. So that's going forward. Hopefully everything should be correct. They should have their estimates right this time around. So and then Chris was able to get her VA PIV card now, so which is good. She'll be able to start working more claims and going through that process and learning that side of our office. And other than that, there's not much more to add to that. And then no, Chris, if you want to kind of go over, well, actually that's later on. So yeah, we're good there for my report.
Okay.
So,
Any questions for Tim?
Stuff on with veteran cases. Do you have a handle on how many homeless veterans there are in the county?
the guy right next to you, that's his meeting, so he can probably guide you a little more on that.
Currently, there's one unsheltered homeless person, so one person who's not housed. And then we have about 8 that's in a program that we're housed and we're paying for their rents until they get a permanent housing
Gotcha.
voucher or something else in place.
Good.
And we run that every month.
Any more questions? Thanks, Tim. Any existing business?
Don't think so.
Next, any new business?
Nope.
Commissioner Collins, comments?
Not much. We're in budget time right now. This is Kim's favorite time of the year. All the department heads are scrambling now to get their budgets submitted for personnel requests, for capital requests. So it'll be a rather lengthy process going from now until actually late fall when the Board of Commissioners actually votes on the budget. One other item, if you haven't been, you take a drive by Marie Spear campus and look at the projects that are going on there. That's an amazing project. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I'll give kudos to Kim again. This is a $20 million project. $20 million project. We didn't spend $1 on the general fund for it. All of this is grant funds, ARPA funds, Department on Aging, some of their budgets. So that's an amazing situation when you spend $20 million and none of it comes out of a general fund.
Thank you. Partner comments, Mike Shadbolt, not here today. Any
I can
other
give you
partner
some-
comments?
Yep, I can give you some updates. He sent me an email. They had over the last 2 months, they had 8 cases and none of them were from Lenawee. So-
Chris, veteran relief applications, comments?
Since our March meeting, we had 3 completed applications for VRF financial assistance. 2 of those stem from Consumers Energy, the Winter Protection Program closing because of the warmer weather, and the people who had shut-off notices then were faced with the final shut-off notices for if they're unable to pay. And so we were able to help 1 Vietnam veteran and 1 Persian Gulf veteran with their utility bills. And then we had a Persian Gulf veteran who we were able to provide food and motor fuel assistance. And I did 1 trust fund application for a Persian Gulf veteran, also for a utility shutoff.
Any questions for Chris? Public comment? Any comment from the public?
Yeah, the only thing I would like to kind of make a comment on is, even though Tammy's not here, but she, with this whole grant situation with the state, she had to do double duty on things because we initially had filed for the grant, went through that process, and they told us, hey, you're approved, and then came back and said it was reduced. It was the wrong estimation, and she had to go back through and redo the whole grant again within a 1.5 week time frame they gave us to do it. And had to try to figure out ways to cut things or make adjustments, which the administration was really good with working with us on that and finding solutions to come up with where the money is going to come from, because some of it is employees were paid out of that grant a little bit, so we had to make adjustments to that, and then come back and have to then utilize those grants. We have to then submit the grants again, the submit for the use of those grants. And then now we're going into budget time. So Tammy's had to do a lot of, even though we all know she works over and more than she should probably do at times, she's been amazing at trying to get this all done and also give herself personal time and things like that. So I think that's, amazing that what she dedicates to this office and stuff like that. And so I just want to just recognize her for that, even though she's not here, because it was a lot of work to have to go through. So
I'm sure she'd appreciate that, not being here. We'll tell her. Any other comments, discussion? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Crockett, motion to adjourn.
Saxton seconds.
Hear a motion and a support. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned. Thank you.